I want you to cast aside all doubts, all fears, and all limitations that you have imposed upon yourself. For in this moment we stand at the threshold of infinite possibility, where the seeds of greatness are waiting to be planted in the fertile soil of your imagination. Imagination, my dear friends, is the God-given power that resides within you. It is the very essence of creation, the force that shapes worlds and molds reality to its will. And today we shall harness this power to build an empire, not of brick and mortar, but of consciousness and manifestation. Now you may ask, Neville, how can I build an empire when I have nothing to my name? And to that I say you have everything you need within you at this very moment. For the empire we speak of is not one that exists in the external world, but one that takes form first in the realm of imagination. Consider for a moment the great empires of history: Rome, Britain, the United States. Before they became physical realities, they existed as ideas, as visions in the minds of those who dared to dream. And so it is with your empire. It must first be conceived and nurtured in the womb of your imagination before it can be birthed into the world of form. To act as if you're going to build an empire is to assume the state of the wish fulfilled. It is to live from the end, to experience in your mind and heart the reality of Yah as if it already exists. This, my friends, is the secret to manifestation that I have shared with you time and time again. Let us delve deeper into this concept. When you act as if you're going to build an empire, you are not pretending or deceiving yourself. No, you are aligning yourself with the universal law of assumption. You are stepping into the shoes of the person who has already achieved what you desire, feeling the emotions, thinking the thoughts, and carrying yourself with the confidence of one who has already succeeded. Imagine for a moment that you are the head of a vast empire. How would you walk? How would you talk? How would you interact with others? Would you doubt your abilities or question your worth? Of course not. You would move through the world with an unshakable belief in yourself and your vision. This is the state of consciousness you must adopt now, in this very moment. For as you assume this state, you set in motion the forces of creation that will bring your empire into being. Remember, my dear friends, the outer world is nothing more than a reflection of your inner state of being. Change the inner, and the outer must conform. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Neville, I've tried creative thinking before, and nothing changed. To this I say, you have not fully understood the power of imagination and assumption. It is not enough to merely think positive thoughts or recite affirmations. You must feel the reality of your desired state with every fiber of your being. When you lie down to sleep at night, do not close your eyes to the world as it appears to be. Instead, close your eyes to enter the world as you wish it to be. See yourself at the helm of your empire. Feel the weight of responsibility on your shoulders, but also the exhilaration of success. Hear the voices of those who look to you for leadership. Smell the leather of your executive chair. Taste the sweetness of accomplishment. As you immerse yourself in this imaginal scene night after night, you are impressing upon your subconscious mind the reality of your empire. And it is your subconscious mind, my friends, that holds the power to bring your desires into manifestation. Consider the biblical story of Joseph, who interpreted Pharaoh's dream of fat cows, followed by 7 lean cows. Joseph understood that the dream was a presage of 7 years of abundance, followed by 7 years of famine. But more importantly, he acted on this knowledge, preparing Egypt for the coming hardship and ultimately saving the nation. You too must act on the knowledge of your coming empire. Prepare yourself mentally, emotionally, and spiritually for the greatness that awaits you. Cultivate the skill, the mindset, and the connections that an empire builder would possess. For in doing so, you are not merely pretending, you are becoming. Let me share with you a personal experience that illustrates this principle. Many years ago, when I was a young man struggling to make ends meet, I decided that I would become a successful author and lecturer. At the time, this seemed like an impossible dream. I had no connections, no formal education in writing or public speaking, and certainly no audience. But I understood the power of imagination and assumption. Every night before I fell asleep, I would imagine myself standing on stage before a packed auditorium, I could hear the applause, feel the energy of a crowd, and see the rapt attention on their faces as I shared my teachings. In my imagination, I held my published books in my hands, feeling their weight and texture, seeing my name on the cover. During the day, I acted as if this were already my reality. I carried myself with the confidence of a successful author and speaker. I spoke about my ideas with passion and conviction, even if my audience was just one person. I wrote tirelessly, honing my craft, believing that my words would one day reach millions. And lo and behold, my friends, that reality came to pass. Not overnight, not without effort, but with an unwavering in the power of my imagination. The empire in my mind became manifest in the physical world. This is the power that lies within each of you. The empire you seek to build, be it in business, in the arts, in philanthropy, or in any other field already existing potential. Your task is to bring it forth through the creative power of your imagination. Now let us address a common misconception. Acting as if you're going to build an empire does not mean ignoring the present reality or neglecting the practical steps necessary for success. On the contrary, it means approaching your current circumstances with the mindset of an empire builder. If you are currently working an entry-level job, do not despair or resent your position. Instead, see it as the first step in your empire-building journey. Approach each task, no matter how mundane, with the dedication and excellence a CEO. For in truth, you are the CEO of your own life, the ruler of your inner kingdom. Remember the words of Scripture, he who is faithful in little is always paid. By proving your worth and capability in your current circumstances, you are laying the foundation for the empire to come. The skills you develop, the relationships you forge, the reputation you build, all of these are true elements in the manifestation of your vision. Moreover, as you act from the state of having achieved your goal, you will find that opportunities begin to present themselves. Doors that were once closed will mysteriously open. People who can aid you in your journey will be drawn to you, almost as if by magic. But it is not magic, my dear friends. It is the law of attraction and action, responding to the changes in your consciousness. Let me give you an example to illustrate this point. Imagine two individuals, both aspiring entrepreneurs. The first constantly doubts himself, focuses on his limitations, and approaches potential investors with a sense of desperation. The second, having applied the principle we're discussing today, carries himself with the confidence of a successful business owner. He sees each meeting not as a plea for help, but as an opportunity to share his vision and invite others to be part of something great. Which of these two do you think is more likely to succeed? Which one would you be more inclined to support or invest in? The answer is clear. By assuming the state of success, by acting as if your empire is already a reality, you become a magnet for the very opportunities and resources you need to make it manifest. But let me caution you, my friends, this is not about ego or arrogance. The empire builder we speak of is not a tyrant or a despot, but a visionary leader who understands that true power lies in service to others. As you act as if you're building an empire, cultivate also the qualities of wisdom, compassion, and responsibility. For what good is an empire if it does not uplift humanity? What value is there in wealth and power if it does not fly up higher purpose? The greatest empires in history are those that have contributed to the advancement of civilization, that have left the world better than they found it. So as you imagine your empire, see also the positive impact it will have on the world. Visualize the lives that will be improved, the problems that will be solved, the beauty that will be created. Let this be the driving force behind your actions, the fuel that powers your imagination. Now, my dear friends, I want you to understand that the journey of building an empire is not always smooth or easy. There will be challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But it is in these moments that the power of your imagination becomes most crucial. When faced with obstacles, do not succumb to fear or despair. Instead, return to your imaginal scene. Step once again into the reality of your completed empire. Feel the strength, the resilience, the unwavering faith of the person who has overcome all challenges to achieve their vision. From this state of consciousness, approach your problems not as insurmountable barriers, but as opportunities for growth and innovation. For every great empire in history has faced its share of challenges, and it is in overcoming these challenges that empires are forged and leaders are made. Consider the story of Abraham Lincoln, who failed in business, suffered a nervous breakdown, and lost multiple elections before becoming one of the greatest presidents in American history. Or think of Steve Jobs, who was ousted from the company he founded only to return years later and lead Apple to unprecedented success. These individuals did not allow their circumstances to define them. They held fast to their vision. They acted as if their empires were destined to be built, and in doing so, they reshaped the world. You too have this power within you. The challenges you face are not punishments or signs of failure. They are the very tools by which your empire will be built, the forge in which your character will be tempered. As you go through your daily life, I want you to be acutely aware of your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. Are they aligned with the empire you intend to build? Are you thinking the thoughts of an empire builder? Are you feeling emotions of someone who knows their success is assured? Are you taking the actions that your future self would be proud of? If you find yourself slipping into doubt or negativity, do not judge yourself harshly. Simply acknowledge the thought or emotion, and then consciously choose to realign yourself with your vision. This is the practice of living from the end, of maintaining the state of the wish fulfilled. Let me share with you a technique that I have found particularly powerful in maintaining the state of consciousness. Throughout your day, pause for a moment and ask yourself, how would I be seeing this situation if my empire were already built? This simple question can shift your perspective dramatically, allowing you to approach even the most challenging circumstances from a place of power and possibility. For instance, if you're faced with a difficult decision, instead of feeling overwhelmed, ask yourself, how would the successful leader of my empire handle this situation? By doing so, you tap into a wellspring of wisdom and confidence that you may not have realized you possessed. Remember, my friends, the empire you are building is not separate from you. It is an extension of your consciousness, a manifestation of your innermost being. As you grow and evolve, so too will your empire. As you expand your consciousness, so too will the reach and impact of your vision. This is why personal growth and self-reflection are crucial elements in the process of empire building. Take time each day to nurture your mind, body, and spirit. Read voraciously, not just in your field of expertise, but across a wide range of subjects. For true innovation often comes from connecting ideas across disparate fields. Practice meditation or contemplation, allowing yourself moments of stillness amidst the business of building your empire. In these moments of quiet, you may receive inspirations and insights that can propel your vision forward in ways you never imagined. Care for your physical health as well, for a strong body supports a strong mind. The demands of empire building require stamina, energy, and resilience. By treating your body as a valuable instrument, it is to ensure that you have the vitality needed to bring your vision to life. And perhaps most importantly, cultivate relationships with others who share your vision and values. Surround yourself with those who believe in you and your empire, even if they cannot yet see it in the physical world. Their faith in you will strengthen your own faith in yourself. But be cautious, my dear friends, of those who would seek to diminish your vision or discourage you from your path. Not everyone will understand the empire you are building, especially in its early stages. Some may scoff at your ambitions or try to convince you to settle for less. These voices, both external and internal, you must learn to say with kindness but firmness, I appreciate your concern, but I know the truth of who I am and what I am capable of achieving. For in the end, it is your belief in yourself and your vision that will determine the success of your empire. As we near the conclusion of our time together, I want to emphasize once more the importance of persistence and patience in this process. Rome, as they say, was not built in a day, and neither will your empire be. But every day, with every thought, every emotion, and every action aligned with your vision, you are laying the foundation and erecting the pillars of your empire. Trust in the process, my friends. Trust in the law of assumption. Trust in the creative power of your imagination. For as surely as night follows day, the seed planted in the fertile soil of your mind will grow and bear fruit in the physical world. Let me leave you with this final thought. The empire you are building is not just for you. It is for all those whose lives will be touched and transformed by your vision. It is for the generations that will come after you, who will build upon the foundation you have laid. So act as if you're going to build an empire, not just for your own sake, but for the sake of all humanity. Let your vision be grand, let your actions be bold, and let your faith be unshakable. For in truth, my dear friends, you are not just building an empire. You are participating in the grand creative process of the universe itself. You are fulfilling your divine purpose, expressing the infinite potential that lies within you. As you leave this place today, carry with you the knowledge that you are already the emperor or empress of your own consciousness. The throne is yours to claim. The crown is yours to wear. Step into this role with grace, with confidence, and with the unwavering certainty that your empire is not just a possibility, but an inevitability. Go forth, my friends, and build your empires, not in some distant future, but here and now, in the only moment that truly exists. For as you assume the state of the wish fulfilled, as you live from the end, you set in motion forces beyond your comprehension that will work tirelessly to bring your vision into reality. Remember, the world is waiting for your empire. It is waiting for the unique gifts that only you can bring, for the problems that only you can solve, for the beauty that only you can create. Do not keep the world waiting any longer. Act as if you're going to build an empire, and watch in awe as the universe conspires to make it so. For in the end, my dear friends, it is not just an empire you are building, but a new world, a world shaped by your imagination, brought into being by your faith, and sustained by your love. Go now and create. Go now and build. Go now and become the emperor or empress you were always meant to be. The power is within you. The time is now, and the world is waiting. Thank you, and may your empires flourish beyond your wildest dreams. In your world today, you've been conditioned to believe that effort, struggle, and constant striving are the pathways to your desires. The world teaches you to push harder, to fight more fiercely, to compete more intensely. But I tell you this, the very act of trying is the confession that you do not have. And as long as you are trying to get something, you are confirming its absence in your experience. Let me share with you a principle that I know to be true, not as theory, but as a law I have proven countless times. The more you try to get something, the more you push it away. This is the law of reverse effort, and it operates with mathematical precision in our universe. When you try to get something, you are automatically confessing that you don't have it, and what you confess you possess. I think about it for a moment. When you try to fall asleep, does sleep come? No, the harder you try, the more elusive sleep becomes. When you try to remember a name, does it come to you? No. It's only when you stop trying, when you relax your mind, that the name flows effortlessly into your consciousness. This is the secret I'm sharing with you tonight. Now let me take you to scripture. For the Bible is the greatest psychological document ever written. In the book of Matthew, it is written, "Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours." Notice carefully the tense used here. It doesn't say believe you will receive it, but believe that you have received it. This is the key to all manifestation. The great error of humanity is that they're trying to get what they already have. You are trying to become what you already are. The very moment you desire something, that which you desire already exists in what I call your imaginal act. It is already yours in the spiritual realm. And the spiritual realm is the cause, while the physical realm is but the effect. Let me share with you a personal experience. Years ago when I was in Barbados, I desired to go to America. Everyone told me it was impossible during wartime. The quota was small, and the waiting list was long. But I discovered this principle I'm sharing with you tonight. Instead of trying to get to America, I assumed I was already there. I lived in the end, in the feeling of already being in America. I walked the streets of New York in my imagination. I felt the cold winter air on my face. I saw the tall buildings. I lived from that state of consciousness. I did not try to get there. I lived as though I was already there. And then the most extraordinary series of events unfolded. A man I had never met facilitated my journey. And within months, I was standing on the very streets I had walked in my imagination. You see, the secret is not in the trying, but in the assuming of the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Now, let me show you how this principle operates in every area of your life. Whether it's money, love, health, or success, the law remains the same. The moment you stop trying to get it and simply assume you have it, the entire universe reorganizes itself to make it so. But you must understand, this is not positive thinking or wishful thinking. This is the law of consciousness. Consider this. Everything in your world is pushed out of your consciousness. Your consciousness is the only reality. When you try to get something, you are pushing out the consciousness of lack, of not having. But when you assume you already have it, when you live in the end, you push out the consciousness of possession, of having. Let me give you a technique I have taught to thousands, and it has never failed when properly applied. Instead of trying to get what you want, every night as you lay down to sleep, assume you already have it. Feel the naturalness of having it. Create a scene that implies the fulfillment of your desire. Feel the joy, the satisfaction, the completeness of possession. Then fall asleep in that state. You see, sleep is the state of consciousness where your subconscious mind is most receptive. As you fall asleep feeling you already have what you desire, you are impregnating your subconscious with the seed of fulfillment. And just as the seed must fall into the earth and die to its current form to be reborn as something greater, your conscious mind must fall into the sleep state while holding the feeling of fulfillment. This is what is meant in Scripture when it says, the kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed, which a man took and planted in his field. Your desire, planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind through the feeling of fulfillment, must grow and manifest in your world. But remember, you must stop trying. Trying implies effort, and effort implies lack. Instead, live in the absolute assumption that what you desire is already yours. Feel its reality now. Experience the joy of possession now. Let every action, every word, every thought spring from the consciousness of already being what you want to be, having what you want to have. Many of you may be thinking, but Neville, how can I assume something is mine when my senses tell me otherwise? This is where the art of consciousness comes into play. Your physical senses show you the harvest of your previous assumptions. They show you the effects, not the cause. The cause lies in your consciousness, and that is where the change must take place. When you walk into your room at night, you don't try to get light. You simply flick the switch, assuming the light will come on. You don't stand there trying to make the light appear. You act with the absolute confidence that the light will respond to your action. This is how you must be with all your desires. Let me share another principle that few understand. The outside world is dead. It has no power to give you anything or take anything away. It is simply responding to your consciousness. When you try to change things on the outside without changing your consciousness, you are like someone trying to change their reflection in the mirror without changing their face. Your world is yourself pushed out. Every person, every circumstance, every event in your life is yourself pushed out. When you try to change them through effort, you are working on the reflection. But when you change your consciousness, when you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, the reflection must change. This is why Scripture tells us, be still and know that I am God. This stillness is not physical stillness, but the stillness of trying. It is the cessation of effort. It is the complete acceptance that what you desire is already yours. Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They toil not, neither do they spin. Yet Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. This is not a lesson in laziness, but a profound spiritual truth. The lily doesn't try to grow. It grows by allowing the life force within it to express itself perfectly. You are that lily. Your desires are the perfect pattern of your unfolding. But when you try to force them into being, you interfere with the perfect pattern. You introduce struggle where there should be only allowance. Let me give you a practical exercise. Tonight, when you go home, take your desire, whatever it may be, and create a scene that would imply its fulfillment. Make it as natural as possible. If your desire is for a new home, feel yourself living in that home. Feel the texture of the furniture. Walk from room to room. Feel the joy of ownership. Then, and this is crucial, don't try to make it happen. Simply know that by feeling the reality of it, you have set in motion the law that must bring it into your physical experience. Remember, the feeling is the secret. Not the trying, not the effort, but the feeling. Feel as you would feel if your desire were already a physical fact. Persist in that feeling and watch how life rearranges itself to match your assumption. Now let me address something that often confuses people. They ask, but Neville, doesn't this mean we should do nothing? No, that's not what I'm teaching. Action will come, but it will be inspired action, not forced action. When you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you will be moved to take whatever action is necessary, but it will feel natural and effortless. Think of a composer writing music. He doesn't try to compose, he listens inwardly and records what he hears. Think of a great artist painting. They don't try to paint, they allow the image within to express itself through them. This is how you must be with your desires. The great secret is this: the feeling of the wish fulfilled is the very feeling that seals its fulfillment. The more you try to get it, the more you affirm its absence. But when you live in the end, when you possess it in consciousness, the trying ceases and the having begins. Let me share one more biblical reference that beautifully illustrates this principle. Before they call, I will answer, and while they are yet speaking, I will hear. This is telling you that the moment you desire something, it is already accomplished in consciousness. Your work is not to get it, but to accept it, to assume it, to live in the end. As we conclude tonight's discussion, I want you to grasp this fundamental truth. Everything you desire desires you. Everything you want wants you. But as long as you try to get it, you create resistance. The moment you assume you have it, all resistance dissolves. Tonight, dare to assume you are what you want to be. Dare to assume you have what you want to have. Don't try to make it happen. Know that it is already done. Live from that assumption and watch the miracle unfold. Remember, consciousness is the only reality. What you are conscious of being and having, you must become and have. The world is yourself pushed out. Change your concept of yourself, and you change your world. Stop trying to get it, and you'll have it. This is the law, and there is no other way under heaven by which anything is accomplished. The kingdom of heaven is within you, and all that you desire is already there, waiting for you to stop trying to get it, and simply accept it as yours. Now, go in peace, knowing that what I have told you tonight is true. Apply this law, test it, prove it in the laboratory of daily life. For I tell you, with God all things are possible, and God is your own wonderful human imagination. Many of you came to me after our previous discussions asking, but Neville, if I stop trying, won't everything fall apart? Let me tell you a story that will illuminate this principle further. There was a lady in my audience in New York who had been trying to sell her house for 2 years. She had listed it with countless agents, reduced the price repeatedly, and was constantly trying to make the sale happen. After hearing this principle, she did something remarkable. She went home that night and did what I'm teaching you. Instead of trying to sell the house, she assumed it was already sold. She sat in her favorite chair and constructed a scene implying the sale was completed. In her imagination, she held the check in her hands, feeling its crisp texture. She felt the joy and relief of the completed sale. Most importantly, she stopped trying to sell it. Within 1 week, a buyer appeared who purchased the house at her original asking price. You see, the lady's constant trying was her confession of not having, and therefore she could only reap the harvest of not having. The moment she assumed the completed state, The law of consciousness had to operate to bring it into her experience. Let me take you deeper into scripture, for remember, the Bible is not telling the story of historical events, but is revealing eternal psychological truths. Consider the story of the Israelites trying to enter the promised land. For 40 years they wandered in the wilderness, trying to reach their destination. But it was only when they stopped trying, when they followed the instruction to stand still and see the salvation of the Lord, that the walls of Jericho fell and they entered their promised land. This is not just a historical account, it is your story. Your desire is your promised land, and your trying is your wilderness wandering. The walls of Jericho represent all the seeming obstacles between you and your desire. But these walls fall not by effort, but by assumption. Now, let me give you a practical technique that I call the Sabbath. In Scripture, God rested on the seventh day, not because he was tired, but because the work was done. This is your guide. When you properly assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you too must rest from your mental labor of trying to make it happen. This is your Sabbath. Every time you find yourself trying to make something happen, catch yourself and remember, the trying is a confession of absence. Instead, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and rest in that assumption. This is what it means to enter into his rest. Consider how you operate when you truly have something. When you have money in the bank, do you try to have it? No, you simply know it's there. When you are in your own home, do you try to be there? Of course not. You simply are there. This is how you must be with your desires. Let me share another principle that few understand. Your consciousness is God's gift to you, but what you do with it is your gift to God. When you try to get something, you are essentially telling God that his gift is incomplete, that something is missing. But when you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you are accepting the gift in its completeness. Many of you have asked me about taking action. Never you say, if I stop trying, should I stop doing? No, my dear friends, action will still occur. But it will be inspired action rather than desperate action. When you assume the state of the wish fulfilled, you will be moved to take whatever action is necessary, but it will feel natural and effortless. Think of a bird building its nest. It doesn't try to build, it simply follows its inner pattern. The action flows naturally from its state of consciousness. This is how your action should flow, not from trying, but from being. Here's a profound truth. The universe cannot give you what you want. It can only give you what you are. As long as you are trying to get something, you are being someone who lacks that thing. But when you assume the consciousness of having it, you become someone who has it, and the universe must respond accordingly. Let me give you another technique to apply this principle. I call it the morning watch. When you first wake up in the morning, before you engage with the world, take a few moments to establish the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Don't try to make your day good, assume it is good. Don't try to be successful. Assume you are successful. Start each day not by trying to get what you want, but by assuming you already have it. Remember the words of Scripture. Let the weak say, I am strong. Notice it doesn't say, let the weak try to become strong. This is the law of assumption in operation. You assume the state you desire to express, and that assumption, persisted in, will harden into fact. Consider your own experience. When you know something with absolute certainty, do you try to know it? No. The trying comes only with uncertainty. This is why I tell you, the feeling of certain of already having or being what you desire is the key to manifestation. Many of you are wondering about the time it takes for your assumption to become your physical reality. Remember, time is not a distance we travel. It is a bridge we cross in consciousness. The moment you fully assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you have crossed that bridge. What appears as time is simply the journey of that assumption through the dimensions of your world. Let me share another secret. The feeling of relief is one of the most powerful feelings you can cultivate. When you try to get something, you feel tension. But when you have something, you feel relief. This is why it's so important to capture and maintain the feeling of relief that comes with fulfillment. I've taught thousands of students, and those who succeed are invariably those who master this art of feeling relief instead of trying. They learn to live from the end instead of trying to reach the end. They understand that the end is where we begin, not where we arrive. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Neville, my desire seems so big, so impossible. Let me remind you of something. Size exists only in the world of effects, not in consciousness. In consciousness, the oak is not bigger than the acorn. They are the same thing in different states. Your desire, no matter how grand it seems, is not bigger than your capacity to assume its fulfillment. This is why Scripture tells us all things are possible to him that believeth. Notice it doesn't say to him that tries, but to him that believeth. Belief is not trying to believe. It is the feeling of knowing. When you know something, you don't try to know it. You simply know it. Let me tell you about one of my most remarkable students. She was a woman who had been deaf in one ear for over 40 years. Medical science had declared her condition permanent. But she understood this principle deeply. Instead of trying to hear, she assumed she was hearing perfectly. She didn't try to heal her ear. She simply lived from the assumption of perfect hearing. Within 2 months, her hearing was completely restored, baffling her doctors. This brings us to what I call the law of perpetual creation. Every moment of your life you are creating through your assumptions. When you try to get something, you are assuming you don't have it, and therefore creating more of not having it. This is why it's so crucial to master your assumptions. Here's a practical exercise I call the daily reset. 3 times each day, morning, noon, night, take a moment to reset your assumptions. Ask yourself, if I had what I desire, what would I be assuming right now? Then assume that. Don't try to make it true. Know that your assumption makes it true. Remember the biblical story of the prodigal son. Notice that the father didn't try to make his son return. He assumed the return in his heart. And that assumption drew the son home. This is how your consciousness works. It draws to you whatever you assume to be true. Let me share one more technique, the mirror method. When you look in the mirror, don't try to see what you want to see. Instead, assume you are seeing what you want to see. Your physical reflection may not change immediately, but persist in this assumption, and your reflection must conform to your consciousness. Now, some of you might be wondering about action. Remember this principle: right action flows naturally from right consciousness. When you assume the state of your wish fulfilled, you will be moved to take whatever action is necessary. But it will be inspired action, not desperate action. Consider how you act when you have something you once wanted. There's no trying, no forcing, no struggling. You simply act from the state of having it. This is how you should act now, from the assumption of already being or having what you desire. Let me address those of you who are impatient for results. Impatience is just another form of trying. When you truly assume something is yours, you become patient because you know it's already yours. The seed doesn't try to become a tree. It contains the tree and naturally becomes it. Here's what I call the Sabbath state. In this state, you rest from all trying because you know it is finished. This doesn't mean you become inactive. It means you act from the certainty of fulfillment, rather than the uncertainty of trying to achieve. Remember, every time you find yourself trying, it's your signaling. Don't try to stop trying, that's more trying. Instead, simply assume the state where trying is unnecessary, because you already have what you desire. As we conclude tonight, let me leave you with this final truth. You are not going to get what you want. You are going to get what you are. Therefore, instead of trying to get something, be the person who already has it. Live from that assumption and watch as your world reshapes itself to match your new state of consciousness. The practice is simple, but it requires vigilance. Watch your assumptions as carefully as you would watch your step in a dangerous place. Your assumptions are creating your future right now. Remember this principle of stop trying to get it in. You'll have it is not just a technique. It's a fundamental law of consciousness. It operates whether you believe in it or not, just as gravity operates whether you believe in it or not. Go forth now, not to try but to assume, not to become but to be, not to get but to have. For in consciousness, Where all creation takes place, what you assume as true is true, and what you believe you have, you have. And now, my dear friends, our discussion comes to a close. But remember, what you've heard tonight is not just information to be remembered, it's truth to be lived. Let every moment of trying become your reminder to assume. Let every appearance of lack become your opportunity to assume abundance. For in the end, it is not the trying but the assuming that creates your world. And when you truly understand this, you will know the peace that comes from ceasing all trying and resting in the assumption of your wish fulfilled. Good night, and God bless you all.
The best is yet to come. Believe and receive. These words hold a powerful promise, one that transcends time, space, and circumstance. It is a truth that, once understood, will shape your life in ways you never thought possible. And in this moment, I invite you to awaken to the infinite possibilities that lie before you. When you align yourself with the belief that the best is yet to come, you are not simply waiting passively for a brighter future. No, you are actively shaping your reality. You are recognizing that your thoughts, beliefs, and feelings are the very tools by which the universe responds to you. What you believe to be true, what you feel to be possible, is what you shall receive. To understand this is to understand the nature of creation itself. Every moment is pregnant with potential. Every thought, every feeling is a seed that has been planted in the fertile soil of your mind. The question is not, will I receive my good? The question is, am I willing to believe that I already possess it? The truth is, you are always in a state of receiving. The universe does not withhold, it responds. Your desires, your aspirations, your hopes, they are already yours, waiting for you to claim them. But claiming them requires more than a mere desire. It requires a deep, unwavering belief that what you want is already yours. The moment you believe, the moment you truly receive it in your mind, it begins to manifest in your outer world. You may look at your current circumstances and think, how can this be true? How can the best be yet to come when my life seems uncertain? When obstacles stand in my way, but remember this, your current situation is merely a reflection of past beliefs and actions. It is not the end, but merely the beginning. The best is not something that is coming in the future, it is something that is unfolding right now. Every thought, every decision, every belief you hold today is setting the stage for the future that is already yours to receive. The key to unlocking this reality is to trust in the power of your imagination. For imagination is not mere fantasy, it is the blueprint of your reality. When you imagine the best, when you see yourself in the fullest expression of your dreams, you are aligning your inner world with the outer world you wish to create. This is not wishful thinking, it is the law of creation at work. You are right now creating your future through the thoughts, feelings, and beliefs you hold in the present. So what do you believe about your future? What do you imagine for yourself? If you believe that the best is yet to come, if you truly feel in your heart that abundance, love, and joy are already yours, then you are sending out a signal to the universe to deliver just that. But if you believe that your dreams are unattainable or out of reach, you are sending out a different signal. You must choose which signal to send. You must choose to believe in the goodness that is yours by divine right. Remember this: to receive the best that life has to offer, you must be willing to believe in the best. You must be willing to let go of old limiting beliefs, to release any doubt or fear that may hold you back. You must embrace the idea that you are deserving of all the good that is waiting to flow into your life. The best is not something reserved for others, it is your birthright. The moment you believe it, you begin to receive it. As you move through your days, keep your thoughts aligned with the knowing that your best days are ahead. Believe that your desires are already on their way to you, unfolding in perfect timing. No matter what your present circumstances may be, trust that the universe is constantly working behind the scenes to bring your dreams into reality. The best is yet to come, and it is yours to claim. I invite you to hold this truth in your heart: you are a powerful creator. The best is not some distant dream, not some far-off hope. It is already yours. Believe in it, receive it, and watch it unfold before your eyes. Your future is bright. and your life is an ever-expanding adventure of limitless possibilities. The best is yet to come, believe it and receive it. The best is yet to come, believe and receive. These words carry within them a promise, a divine invitation to trust in the unseen forces that are already at work in your life. Many live their lives in waiting, hoping that the future will bring better things, but rarely do they realize that the best is not something coming in the future, it is already here, in the process of becoming. It is in the present moment, hidden beneath layers of belief, thought, and expectation. The secret to manifesting the best that life has to offer lies in the understanding that it is always within your reach. It is a matter of aligning your consciousness with what you desire. I think of this life as a stage, and you are both the actor and the director. Every thought you have, every belief you hold, every image you create in your mind is a script that is being played out in the theater of your reality. The scenes unfold according to the instructions you give, either knowingly or unknowingly. The moment you change your script, the scene changes. The moment you believe that the best is yet to come, the universe responds. The world outside will begin to mirror the world within. If you are in alignment with what you desire, if you are certain that the best is on its way to you, you will see it manifest in ways you never imagined. Belief is the bridge that connects you to your desires. It is not just a passive act of thinking positively, but an active, persistent state of knowing that what you want is already yours. Most people operate under the misconception that their desires are separate from them, that they must work hard or wait for the perfect time to receive what they long for. But the truth is, everything you seek is already present within you. You do not need to chase it, you need only to believe that it is yours, to accept it, and to step into the state of being that allows it to unfold. The world is full of distractions, full of stories and opinions that tell you it is not possible, that the best is something reserved for the lucky few, the fortunate ones. But you must remember that your reality is created from the inside out. It is not shaped by external circumstances, but by the thoughts you hold, the beliefs you embrace, and the emotions you feel. When you change your beliefs, you change your world. Your thoughts are the mold into which the universe pours its response. When you believe that the best is yet to come, you are sending a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive, that you are open and willing to receive the goodness that is already on its way to you. But belief is more than just a fleeting thought. It is a deep knowing, a conviction that rises from the core of your being. It is the unwavering assurance that what you desire is already yours, even if you cannot yet see it in your physical reality. This is the essence of faith, a trust in what is unseen, a knowing that the invisible is more real than the visible. It is a surrendering of doubt, a release of fear, and a total embrace of possibility. The best is not something you must strive for, it is something you must accept. It is already yours, waiting to be revealed in your experience. The imagination is the key that unlocks the door to this truth. Imagination is not fantasy, it is the creative power of the mind, the ability to see beyond the present moment and into the future you wish to create. Your imagination is a mirror of the universe, reflecting back to you the possibilities that already exist. The more vividly you imagine the best that is to come, the more real it becomes. Imagination is not something you do in your spare time, it is the process by which you bring your dreams into being. It is through the act of imagining that you set the stage for the future to unfold. When you vividly imagine yourself living the life you desire, when you see yourself in the best of circumstances, the universe begins to rearrange itself to match your inner vision. It is important to note that belief and imagination must work hand in hand. Imagination without belief is like a seed without soil, it cannot take root. Belief without imagination is like a barren land, nothing new can grow. But when you combine the power of your imagination with the certainty of your belief, you create an irresistible force that draws to you everything you desire. The best is not something you wait for, it is something you actively create. It is not about waiting for circumstances to change, it is about changing your inner state to match the reality you wish to experience. Your feelings are just as important as your thoughts. Belief is not just a mental exercise, it is a state of being. It is about feeling the reality of what you desire, even before it appears in your outer world. Feel as though you have already received the best that is coming your way. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the excitement that comes with the realization that your dreams are already on their way. Your feelings are the emotional fuel that propels your desires into manifestation. When you feel that the best is yet to come, when you feel the thrill of knowing that your desires are already in motion, you are aligning yourself with the very forces that bring them into your experience. Many people sabotage their desires by focusing too much on the gap between where they are and where they want to be. They see the lack, the absence of what they desire, and allow that to dominate their thinking. But when you focus on the gap, you reinforce the belief that what you want is not here yet. Instead, focus on the reality that your desires are already in the process of coming to you. Imagine the end result as if it has already been achieved. See it in your mind's eye, feel it in your heart, and trust that it is already on its way. The more you focus on the fulfillment of your desires, the more quickly they will manifest in your experience. The best is not something that you must earn, it is something that you must accept. You are worthy of the best that life has to offer, not because of what you have done or what you have achieved, but because of who you are. You are a powerful creator, a divine being with the ability to shape your reality. Your worth is not based on external conditions, but on your innate connection to the infinite intelligence that governs the universe. You are worthy of love, joy, abundance, and success, not because you have proven yourself, but because you exist. And when you accept this truth, when you step into the awareness of your own divinity, you begin to receive all that you desire. The best is not something you must seek, it is something you must allow. It is already within you, already a part of you, waiting to be acknowledged. Every desire you have, no matter how big or small, is a reflection of your true nature. It is a glimpse of the life that is waiting for you to recognize it. When you believe that the best is already yours, you stop chasing after it. You stop looking for it outside of yourself and begin to see it in every moment, in every thought, in every breath. The best is not something coming from the outside, it is something that is already within, ready to be revealed. So what will you choose to believe today? Will you choose to believe that the best is yet to come? Will you choose to believe that all of your desires are already on their way to you, and that you are worthy of receiving them? The moment you choose to believe, the moment you align your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs with the knowing that the best is yet to come, you begin the process of receiving. It is not something that happens in the future, it happens now. The best is already on its way to you, and it is waiting for you to receive it. All that is required is your belief. The journey of receiving the best that life has to offer begins in the mind. It begins with a choice to believe that what you desire is not something distant or unattainable, but something that is rightfully yours, already set in motion by your own thoughts, beliefs, and feelings. To believe that the best is yet to come is to acknowledge the power within you, the inherent ability you possess to create your own reality. This belief is not a passive act, it is an active participation in the unfolding of your life. It is a declaration to the universe that you are open, willing, and ready to receive all that is destined for you. Your thoughts are the seedbed of your future. Every thought you think is a seed that takes root in your subconscious mind, and from there it begins to shape your life. Just as a gardener plants a seed in fertile soil and nurtures it with care, so too must you nurture your thoughts. The thoughts you choose to entertain, the beliefs you hold to be true, all determine the direction your life will take. If you consistently believe that the best is yet to come, that the future holds nothing but promise and possibility, you are planting the seeds of that future right now. These thoughts, these beliefs, will grow and bloom into the very circumstances you desire. One of the greatest obstacles to believing in the best that is yet to come is the temptation to focus on what is currently present in your life. It is easy to look around at your circumstances and believe that this is all there is. It is easy to think that because you haven't yet seen the evidence of your desires materialize, they are not on their way. But this is the great illusion. Your current circumstances are not an accurate reflection of your potential. They are simply the result of past thoughts, beliefs, and actions. They are not the final word. The final word is in the unseen, in the realm of possibility and potential. What you see right now is only a snapshot, a brief moment in the grand narrative of your life. When you begin to believe that the best is yet to come, you are stepping into the realm of infinite possibility, where anything is possible and nothing is fixed. The universe operates by law. It is not a random, chaotic force, but an ordered, structured system. The law of attraction is one of the universal laws that govern how your life unfolds. This law states that like attracts like. When you believe that the best is yet to come, when you align your thoughts and emotions with a feeling of anticipation and excitement for the future, you are sending out a signal to the universe that matches that energy. The universe then responds by bringing to you the people, circumstances, and opportunities that align with that energy. You are not waiting for the best to come from somewhere outside of yourself. You are drawing it to you by the magnetic power of your belief. The key to unlocking this law is to cultivate a state of inner alignment. To be in alignment means that your thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and actions are all in harmony with your desires. It is not enough to simply think positive thoughts. It is not enough to merely wish for things to improve. You must become the embodiment of what you desire. You must feel as though the best is already yours, as though you are already living the life you want to create. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions are in alignment with the best that is yet to come, you open the door to that reality. The universe cannot resist this alignment. It must respond. This is why belief is so powerful. Belief is the act of accepting as true that which you cannot yet see with your physical eyes. It is the act of trusting in the unseen, in the potential that exists beyond the realm of your senses. The moment you believe that the best is yet to come, you step into the realm of possibility, where everything you desire is already on its way to you. It is the act of surrendering control, not because you are giving up, but because you are trusting in something greater than yourself. You are trusting in the infinite intelligence of the universe, in the divine wisdom that is always guiding you. When you believe in the best that is yet to come, you are also believing in your own worth. You are affirming that you are deserving of all the good that is coming to you. This is a crucial point. Many people block their own good by not feeling worthy of it. They believe that they must earn their desires, that they must prove themselves worthy before they can receive. But this is not the truth. You are worthy because you exist. Your worth is not based on your achievements or your circumstances. It is inherent in who you are. The universe does not withhold from you because you are imperfect or because you have not earned it. The universe gives freely, abundantly, without condition. When you believe that the best is yet to come, you are affirming your worth and your readiness to receive all the good that life has to offer. This belief, once fully embraced, begins to change everything. It changes the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you act. Your life becomes a reflection of this belief. You begin to see opportunities where there were once obstacles. You begin to notice signs and synchronicities that point you toward your desires. You begin to trust that everything is unfolding in perfect timing. You no longer feel the need to force things or push against the current. You understand that the best is already in motion, that it is already on its way to you. All you need to do is receive it. One of the most important aspects of receiving the best that life has to offer is learning to be present. Too often we focus on the future, always looking ahead, always waiting for something to happen. But the present moment is where all of life's magic takes place. It is in the present moment that you can begin to feel the joy, the excitement, and the gratitude for what is coming. When you are present, when you are fully immersed in the now, you are in alignment with the flow of life. You are not waiting for something to change, you are enjoying the journey. The best is not something that will come someday in the future. It is something that is happening right now, in this very moment, as you align with your desires and trust that they are already on their way to you. As you move forward, continue to hold the belief that the best is yet to come. Allow yourself to fully embody this belief. See it, feel it, live it. The more you believe it, the more you will see it reflected in your life. Your reality will begin to shift, and the doors to your desires will begin to open. Remember that you are not waiting for the best to come from somewhere outside of you. You are drawing it to you by your own belief, by your own alignment with the highest version of yourself. Trust in this process. Believe in the best that is yet to come, and you will receive it in abundance. The universe is always listening, always responding to the vibrations you send out. Send out the signal that the best is already yours, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. The power of belief lies not just in passive thoughts, but in the deep, active knowing that what you desire is already on its way. It's the unwavering certainty that every moment brings you closer to your desired reality. When you begin to hold such a belief, the process of manifestation is no longer a distant concept. It becomes a living, breathing force that flows through you. Your belief ignites the creative power within you, setting the wheels of your desires into motion. This is not a process of waiting or striving, it is a process of becoming. Becoming who you truly are, someone who is deserving of the best that life has to offer and ready to receive it. As you trust in this process, you begin to release resistance. Resistance is a natural byproduct of doubt and fear. It's the part of you that questions if you are truly worthy or capable. But resistance only exists because you are not in full alignment with what you desire. When you let go of the need to control every outcome and instead embrace the certainty that the best is yet to come, you dissolve resistance. You allow the natural flow of your desires to unfold effortlessly. When you believe in the best, you are opening yourself up to receive without hesitation, without doubt, and without fear. The energy you send out into the universe through your belief and emotions is magnetic. Just as a magnet attracts certain metals, your thoughts and feelings attract circumstances, opportunities, and people that align with your desires. When you firmly believe that the best is yet to come, you set a frequency that matches that belief. It's like tuning an instrument to a specific pitch. When your internal vibration is aligned with your desires, everything in your external world begins to harmonize with that frequency. The universe, in all its wisdom, responds to your signal. But this response is not a result of external forces acting upon you, it is a reflection of your own inner state. You are the cause, you are the creator. The key to understanding this process lies in the recognition that your outer world is a mirror of your inner world. Every experience, every situation is a reflection of your dominant thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. If you continually believe that the best is yet to come, you shift your internal state, and this shift is reflected in your reality. You begin to notice new opportunities, new ideas, and new connections that previously were hidden from view. Your perception changes because your belief has shifted. You begin to see the world through a different lens, one where everything is working in your favor. You stop seeing obstacles and start seeing stepping stones. You stop seeing challenges as setbacks and start seeing them as opportunities for growth. The best truly is yet to come because your belief allows it to materialize in ways that surpass your expectations. But how do we ensure that this belief is not just a passing thought or a fleeting moment of hope? How do we make it a permanent fixture in our lives? The answer lies in consistency. To truly embody the belief that the best is yet to come, you must repeat it to yourself daily, not just with words but with the very essence of who you are. This belief must become a part of your identity. When you fully embrace this belief, it becomes who you are. It's no longer a distant hope, it's an inevitable truth. You begin to live as if the best has already arrived, even before the physical evidence shows up. This is the faith that moves mountains. This is the faith that transforms lives. The act of receiving requires not just belief, but also a deep sense of gratitude. Gratitude is the energetic magnet that amplifies your belief. When you are grateful for what is already on its way to you, you are signaling the universe that you are ready for more. Gratitude expands your capacity to receive. It opens the door for the best to enter your life. Even when you cannot yet see the full manifestation of your desires, you are grateful for the process, for the unfolding, for the invisible work that is taking place behind the scenes. But gratitude is the bridge between where you are now and where you are going. It is the language of the universe, the currency of creation. Gratitude is also a powerful way to stay present in the moment. Too often we focus on what we lack or what hasn't yet manifested, and this causes us to become disillusioned and impatient. But when you choose to be grateful for what is, you ground yourself in the present moment. Gratitude keeps you aligned with your desires, allowing you to stay open and receptive to the abundance that is on its way. Every time you express gratitude, you raise your vibration, sending out a stronger signal to the universe that you are ready for the best. Belief, then, is not a one-time act, it is a continuous process. It is the daily commitment to yourself that the best is indeed yet to come. It is the willingness to trust, even when things don't appear to be going your way. When you believe that the best is yet to come, you relinquish the need to understand how it will happen or when it will happen. You release the constraints of time and space and trust that the universe is always working on your behalf. You trust that the universe knows no limits, no boundaries, and no shortage. It is abundant, infinite, and always in motion. And as it moves, it draws your desires to you, just as the tide draws the shore closer. There will be moments of doubt, of course. The ego, the voice that seeks to protect you, will try to convince you that things are not progressing as they should. It will tell you that you are not seeing the evidence of your desires and that you are wasting your time. But these doubts are merely illusions. They are the remnants of old programming, the echoes of a past belief system that no longer serves you. In those moments, remind yourself that the best is already coming to you. Remind yourself that the universe operates in perfect timing, and that timing is never dictated by your limited understanding. Trust the process. Trust the unfolding. In those moments of doubt, it is important to return to the feeling of what you want, as though it has already happened. What would it feel like to already be living the life you desire? What would it feel like to already have everything you've ever wanted? The answer to that question is the key to unlocking your manifestation. The more vividly you can feel the emotions associated with your desires, the faster they will manifest. Feel the excitement, the joy, the gratitude, and the relief of already having your dreams. The universe responds to feeling, not just to thought. Thought is the blueprint, feeling is the energy that breathes life into that blueprint. When you feel as though the best is already on its way, you are breathing life into your dreams, and they cannot help but manifest. As you continue to live in this state of belief, remember that you are not just waiting for the best to come. You are actively participating in the creation of your reality. Every thought, every word, every emotion is a step on the path to your desires. You are the creator of your life, the architect of your destiny. The best is not something that is bestowed upon you from an external source. It is something that you call forth, that you draw into your life by the power of your belief and your emotions. So as you walk this path, let your heart be filled with the knowing that the best is already coming. It is already yours. All that remains is for you to believe it fully, feel it deeply, and receive it with open arms. Trust in the process. Trust that everything is unfolding in divine order. The best is not just a possibility, it is your reality, waiting to be revealed. And as you continue to believe and receive, you will witness your life transform in ways that exceed your wildest dreams. Remember, this is not a passive process. It is a dynamic, active engagement with the universe. The best is already coming, and it is coming because you believe, because you trust, and because you are ready to receive. With every breath you take, with every thought you think, you are creating the life you desire. The universe is listening, it is always listening, and it responds to the signal you send out. So send out the signal of belief, of certainty, of expectation. The best is yet to come, and it is already on its way. Keep believing, keep receiving, and watch as your life transforms into the beautiful expression of your deepest desires. As you immerse yourself in the understanding that the best is yet to come, you begin to realize something profound about the nature of the universe and its infinite wisdom. The universe operates with a sense of perfect order, always moving towards your highest good, even when things seem to be out of alignment or uncertain. This is where the real magic happens, when you relinquish control and trust that what is meant for you will always find its way to you. You are not separate from the universe, nor are you merely a passive participant in its flow. You are an active creator, a force that shapes your experiences through your belief and the energy you emit. This belief in the best being yet to come requires a shift in how you perceive the world around you. Instead of looking at the world through the lens of what is lacking or what hasn't yet arrived, you begin to look at life through the lens of abundance and possibility. When you shift to this mindset, your entire perspective changes. You see opportunities where others see obstacles. You see blessings where others see burdens. You stop waiting for something to happen to you and begin creating what you want to see in your life. One of the most powerful things you can do as you walk this path is to embrace the art of visualization. Visualization is the process of creating vivid mental images of the life you desire. It is not about wishful thinking, it is about seeing with your inner eyes the exact experiences you want to manifest. When you visualize, you are speaking directly to the universe and programming it with the blueprint of your desires. The more vivid and detailed your visualization, the more real it becomes in your subconscious mind. This is the key to manifestation. What you create in your mind, you will eventually see in your reality. In the process of visualization, remember that it is not enough to simply see the life you want. You must also feel the emotions that come with it. Feel the joy, the satisfaction, the peace, and the excitement as if your desires have already come to fruition. This emotional connection is what fuels the manifestation process. The universe does not respond to thoughts alone, it responds to the energy you emit, and emotions are the most powerful form of energy you can radiate. When you feel the joy of your desires already fulfilled, you are aligning your energy with what you want. And in doing so, you create a magnet that draws those desires closer to you. But there is an important distinction to make here. The timing of when your desires manifest is not something for you to determine. This is where faith plays a crucial role. Faith is the belief in something that you cannot yet see or touch, but know to be true in the deepest parts of your being. It is the knowing that your desires are already on their way to you, regardless of what your external circumstances may suggest. The moment you stop worrying about the how and the when is the moment the universe can begin to deliver your desires in perfect timing. The best is always coming, but it comes on the universe's terms, not yours. Trust the process and know that the universe always delivers when you are ready to receive. Another important aspect of this journey is learning to detach from the need for external validation. Too often we seek confirmation from the outside world that our desires are on their way. We look for signs, for messages, for tangible evidence that our dreams are materializing. But the true power lies in knowing without seeing. The more you detach from the need for proof, the faster your desires will come. Why? Because when you are not looking for external validation, you are free to fully embrace the inner knowing that your dreams are already in motion. You are not dependent on the outer world to tell you what is happening. You are confident in your own inner connection to your desires and your power to manifest them. Every day, as you wake up and begin to live your life, remember that you are creating your reality with each thought, each word, and each action. The power of creation is within you, and it is up to you to use it wisely. The moment you believe that the best is yet to come, you shift your energy, and everything around you begins to shift as well. The people you encounter, the opportunities that arise, the circumstances that change, they are all a reflection of your belief and your energy. The more you believe, the more your life reflects that belief. The best is not a far-off dream, it is already part of your reality, waiting for you to recognize it. This belief in the best being yet to come also requires a willingness to release the past. The past is filled with old stories, old wounds, and outdated beliefs that no longer serve you. It is easy to look back and dwell on the things that didn't go as planned or the things that didn't work out. But when you do, you anchor yourself to those past experiences and prevent the best from coming to you. To truly embrace the belief that the best is yet to come, you must let go of the past and step into the present moment with an open heart. You are not defined by your past experiences, you are defined by the belief you carry about your future. The past has no power over you unless you allow it to. Choose to release it, choose to forgive, and choose to forgive, and choose to move forward with the unwavering belief that the best is yet to unfold before you. As you embark on this journey, Remember that the universe is always in a state of flow, constantly creating, evolving, and expanding. You are a part of that flow. You are not separate from the universe. You are an integral part of it. Every thought, every emotion, every action you take sends ripples through the fabric of reality, and those ripples affect the world around you. The more you align your thoughts and emotions with the belief that the best is yet to come, the more your life mirrors that truth. You become a powerful creator with the universe, shaping your destiny with each passing moment. It is also important to recognize that the best may not always come in the form you expect. The universe has a way of delivering your desires in ways that you cannot always predict or understand. The best may arrive in unexpected packages, through unexpected people, or at unexpected times. This is where trust becomes essential. You must trust that the universe knows exactly what you need, even when you cannot see it with your physical eyes. The best is not always immediately recognizable, but it is always there, working behind the scenes to bring your desires to fruition. Stay open to the possibilities, remain flexible in your expectations, and trust that the universe is always conspiring in your favor. The moment you shift into the knowing that the best is yet to come, you begin to experience life with a new sense of excitement and anticipation. Every day becomes an opportunity to welcome something new and wonderful into your life. Every moment holds the potential for miracles. You start to see life as a series of beautiful surprises, each one more magnificent than the last. The best is not something that will happen to you someday, it is something that is already happening now. And as you continue to believe and receive, you will witness the unfolding of your desires in ways that leave you in awe. The best truly is yet to come, and it is on its way to you right now, guided by your belief and your unwavering trust in the process. The truth is, the best is always unfolding in your life when you align yourself with the energy of belief and trust. You may not see it immediately, but every moment of your life is leading you to exactly where you need to be. The experiences you are going through now, the challenges you are facing, and the desires you hold in your heart are all stepping stones toward that perfect outcome, the one that your inner being knows is already prepared for you. The path may not always be clear and the way may not always be easy, but the process is working in your favor. You are not walking alone. Every thought you hold, every desire you have, is part of the divine unfolding that is happening all around you. Now, it is important to recognize that the world around you will often challenge this belief. The external reality may sometimes appear contrary to the faith you are cultivating within. But let me remind you, do not be deceived by appearances. The outer world is simply a reflection of what is happening inside of you. If you allow the external to dictate your internal state, you will constantly be in a battle, always seeking signs, always wondering when things will change. Instead, shift your focus inward. What you believe on the inside shapes the external circumstances of your life. Your internal world is far more powerful than the outside world. When you change your inner state to one of unwavering faith, the outer world will inevitably shift to match. The process of believing and receiving is also about aligning your energy with the desire you wish to manifest. This alignment comes through feeling as though what you want has already arrived. When you hold the emotion of your desire fulfilled, when you live in the feeling of gratitude and joy that accompanies your dream already realized, you are creating a magnetic pull that attracts that very thing to you. The universe is constantly responding to your vibration. Your thoughts, your feelings, and your energy all create a frequency that draws to you people, circumstances, and opportunities that match that frequency. This is why it is so important to cultivate a sense of gratitude and joy as you move through your day. Gratitude is not only a practice, it is a powerful energy that sends out a signal to the universe that you are open and receptive to receiving. When you are in a state of gratitude, you are acknowledging the abundance that is already present in your life, and that acknowledgement serves to bring more of that abundance to you. Gratitude is the fuel that propels your desires into manifestation. The more grateful you are, the more you signal to the universe that you are ready to receive. And when you are ready to receive, the universe can deliver. This principle extends to all areas of your life. Whether you are desiring financial abundance, a loving relationship, improved health, or a successful career, the same law applies. The key is to believe that the best is already on its way and to act as if it is already here. When you live in the state of expectation, knowing that the best is coming, you begin to embody that energy. Your actions become aligned with your desires, and this alignment further accelerates the manifestation process. You start to see opportunities that you once overlooked, hear ideas that were always within you, and connect with people who are on the same wavelength. When you believe the best is coming, you stop waiting for things to change and start living as if they already have. This belief that the best is yet to come is also a message of empowerment. It reminds you that you are not a victim of circumstances, but a creator of your reality. You are in charge of your life and the outcomes you experience. While external events may influence you, they do not determine your destiny. It is your inner belief, your ability to maintain faith and trust, that shapes the course of your life. The best is not something that happens to you, it is something you bring into your life through your consciousness. As you shift your belief, you shift your world. Your life begins to reflect the belief that you hold, and the best begins to materialize. There will be times, however, when doubt creeps in, as it does for all of us. It is a natural part of the human experience. Doubt is the voice of fear and insecurity, and it will try to convince you that your desires are too far away, too impossible to achieve. But you must not listen to it. Doubt is a temporary feeling, one that will pass if you do not give it your attention. Remember, the power is in your belief. When doubt arises, replace it with the knowing that the best is already on its way to you. See your desire as already fulfilled. Feel the joy and satisfaction that comes with it, and trust in the divine timing that is unfolding. The more you practice this, the easier it will become to dismiss doubt and step into the belief that the best is yet to come. The best may not always come in the way you expect. It may not always be wrapped in the package you envision, but it will always be what you need. The universe knows exactly what is right for you, even when you do not. Trust that it is guiding you toward your highest good, even when the journey feels uncertain. Sometimes the best comes through lessons, through experiences that challenge you, because these are the very things that prepare you for what is truly meant for you. Every experience is part of the grand design, leading you closer to the fulfillment of your desires. One of the most liberating aspects of this journey is the freedom that comes from knowing that you are always in the process of becoming. Life is not a destination, it is an ongoing process of growth and expansion. The best is not a singular moment in time, but an ever-present unfolding. There is no final point where everything is perfect. Instead, life continues to evolve. And as you grow in your belief and trust, so too does your capacity to receive even greater blessings. You are always becoming more of who you are meant to be. The best is not something that you reach at a specific point in time, it is a constant state of becoming. As long as you keep believing, you keep receiving, and the universe keeps unfolding its infinite blessings before you. And so you must ask yourself, what would your life look like if you truly embraced the belief that the best is yet to come? What would you do differently? How would you show up in the world if you were convinced that every moment holds the potential for greatness? The moment you shift into this belief, your life transforms. You stop waiting for life to happen to you and begin to create the life you desire. You align with the energy of abundance, knowing that there is no limit to what you can receive. The best is always coming, and it is coming for you. It is not a far-off dream, it is your birthright. You are worthy of it, and you are ready to receive it now. As you move forward on this path, keep your faith strong. Hold your belief in the best as the anchor that grounds you, even in moments of uncertainty. Trust that the universe is always working in your favor. Your desires are not only possible, they are already on their way to you. All that is required of you is to believe and receive. As you do, you will witness the miraculous unfold in your life in ways that surpass your wildest dreams. The best is already here, and it is yours for the taking. Keep believing, keep receiving, and watch as the best unfolds before you. In conclusion, the best is indeed yet to come, and it is already unfolding in your life in ways you may not always see, but can always feel. When you fully embrace the belief that your desires are already on their way, you open yourself up to receive the abundance the universe has prepared for you. This is not a passive waiting game, it is an active creation, a practice of aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions with the certainty that the best is coming, that what you desire is already yours. Remember, you are not a victim of your circumstances, but the creator of your reality. The best is not something distant, but something that is always becoming, always evolving, and always flowing toward you. Through unwavering belief and trust in the process, you can create the life you truly desire. You can rise above doubt, replace fear with faith, and begin to see every experience, no matter how challenging, as a step toward your highest good. So as you go forward, keep believing in the magnificence that is already within you and waiting for you to claim it. Believe in your power to manifest and trust that everything you need is already being brought to you. You are worthy of all the blessings that are on their way, and you are more than capable of receiving them. The best is yet to come, and it is coming now because you have opened yourself to it with belief, faith, and the knowing that you are deserving of all the goodness that life has to offer.
Imagine, if you will, a world where your thoughts shape your reality, where your imagination is the creative force that molds the very fabric of your existence. This is not a fantasy, my dear friends, but the fundamental truth of our being. For you see, the world you perceive around you is nothing but an outward picture of your inner assumptions. Every circumstance, every event, every person in your life is there because you have imagined it so. Now you might be thinking, Neville, how can this be? How can my mere thoughts and imagination create such profound changes in just 1 week? And to that, I say time is but an illusion, a construct of the human mind. In the realm of spirit, in the kingdom within you, there is no time. There is only the eternal now, the precious present moment in which all possibilities exist simultaneously. As we embark on this journey together, exploring these 5 transformative habits, I want you to shed all preconceived notions of what is possible or impossible. For in the world of imagination, there are no limits, no boundaries, and no obstacles that cannot be overcome. You are about to discover the immense power that has been lying dormant within you, waiting to be awakened and harnessed. The first habit that will revolutionize your life is the practice of living in the end. This, my friends, is the cornerstone of all creation, the very foundation upon which your new life will be built. Living in the end means assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled, experiencing in your imagination the reality you desire, as if it were already manifest in the physical world. Let me illustrate this profound truth with a simple example. Suppose you desire financial abundance. Instead of focusing on your current state of lack or limitation, you must assume the feeling of already possessed. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself living in the beautiful home you've always dreamed of. Feel the soft carpet beneath your feet. Smell the fragrant flowers in your garden. Hear the laughter of your loved ones echoing through the spacious rooms. This, my dear friends, is not mere daydreaming or escapism. This is the very act of creation. For you see, your imagination is God in action. It is the creative power of the universe expressing itself through you. When you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you are aligning yourself with the creative forces of the cosmos, setting in motion a series of events that must inevitably lead to the manifestation of your desire. But remember, it is not enough to simply visualize your desire for a few moments and then return to your old patterns of your thought and behavior. You must persist in this new assumption, making it your dominant feeling, your new reality. This is where the power of the second habit comes into play, the art of revision. Revision, my friends, is the magical act of rewriting your past to align with your desired future. It is the recognition that time is fluid, that your memories are not fixed, immutable things, but rather malleable impressions that can be reshaped by the power of your imagination. Let us say that you had an unpleasant encounter with a colleague at work. Instead of replaying this negative experience in your mind, reinforcing feelings of anger or resentment, you have the power to revise this event. Close your eyes and replay the scene in your imagination. But this time, see it unfold exactly as you would have wished. Hear the kind words, feel the warmth of a friendly interaction, experience the mutual respect and understanding. As you practice this habit of revision, you will find that not only does it change your perception of past events, but it also transforms your present and future. For you see, by revising the past, you are altering the very foundation upon which your current reality is built. You are rewriting the script of your life, scene by scene, moment by moment. Now, some of you may be thinking, But Neville, how can changing my imagination of past events alter what has already happened? And to that, I say, what you perceive as the past is nothing but a memory, a thought you are thinking in the present moment. By changing that thought, by revising that memory, you are quite literally altering the past, present, and future in one fell swoop. As you practice these first two habits, living in the end and revision, you will begin to notice a shift in your consciousness. The world around you will start to reflect your new assumptions, your revised memories. This is where the third transformative habit comes into play, the cultivation of unwavering faith. Faith, my dear friends, is not blind belief in something outside of yourself. It is not hoping or wishing for a better future. True faith is the absolute conviction that what you have imagined in your mind and felt in your heart must inevitably manifest in your physical reality. It is the unshakable knowing that your desires are already fulfilled in the spiritual realm and are now moving into expression in the world of form. To cultivate this unwavering faith, you must learn to dismiss the evidence of your physical senses when they contradict your desired reality. If you have imagined financial abundance, yet your bank account shows a lack of funds, you must have the courage and conviction to say, this is but a shadow of the old man. My true reality is one of infinite abundance, and that is what I choose to accept and believe. This habit of faith requires practice and persistence. It demands that you stand firm in your conviction even when the entire world seems to argue against it. But I assure you, my friends, that as you strengthen this muscle of faith, you will witness miracles unfold in your life. For faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Now, let us turn our attention to the fourth habit, one that is often overlooked but is absolutely crucial in the art of conscious creation, the practice of gratitude. Gratitude, my friends, is not merely a polite social custom or a fleeting emotion. It is a powerful creative force, a state of being that aligns you with the abundance of the universe. When you cultivate an attitude of genuine gratitude, you are acknowledging that you already possess everything you desire. You are recognizing the infinite abundance that surrounds you at every moment. This state of thankfulness opens the floodgates of blessings, attracting more and more reasons to be grateful. Begin each day by counting your blessings. Before you rise from your bed, take a few moments to feel deep appreciation for all that you have in your life. Be thankful for the air you breathe, the beating of your heart, the roof over your head, the love of your family and friends. But don't stop there. Express gratitude for the things you desire as if you already possess them. If you desire perfect health, give thanks for your strong, vibrant body. If you seek a loving relationship, feel grateful for the wonderful partner who is already in your life, even if you haven't met them in the physical realm yet. Remember, in the world of imagination, in the kingdom within you, all things already exist. Your gratitude is the bridge that brings these desires into your physical experience. As you practice this habit of gratitude, you will find that your entire perspective on life begins to shift. The world around you will appear more beautiful, more abundant, more filled with opportunities and blessings. You will begin to see evidence of your desired reality everywhere you look, further strengthening your faith and accelerating the manifestation of your Yoga. Now we come to the fifth and final habit, one that ties all the others together and amplifies their power exponentially, the art of letting go. This, my dear friends, is perhaps the most challenging habit to master, but it is also the most liberating and transformative. Letting go means releasing your attachment to the outcome, surrendering your desires to the infinite wisdom of the universe. It means trusting that once you have planted the seed of your desire in the fertile soil of your imagination, nurtured it with the water of your faith, and bathed it in the sunlight of your gratitude, you must then step back and allow it to grow in its own time and in its own way. Many of you may be wondering, but Neville, doesn't letting go contradict the idea of living in the end? How can I assume the feeling of my wish fulfilled while also detaching from the outcome? And to that I say, letting go is not about abandoning your desire or ceasing to live in the end. It is about releasing the anxiety, the doubt, and the need to control how and when your desire will manifest. When you truly let go, you enter a state of perfect peace and trust. You know with absolute certainty that your desire is already yours in the spiritual realm, and you are content to allow it to unfold in the physical world in the most beautiful and harmonious way possible. This state of letting go removes all resistance, all doubt, and all fear, creating a clear channel through which your desire can flow into your experience. Imagine, if you will, that you have ordered a package from a trusted source. You know with certainty that the package has been sent and is on its way to you. You spend every waking moment anxiously checking your mailbox or tracking the package's progress. Of course not. You simply go about your day confident in the knowledge that your package will arrive at the perfect time. This, my friends, is the essence of letting go. As you practice these 5 habits, living in the end, revision, unwavering faith, gratitude, and letting go, you will witness a transformation in your life so profound, so all-encompassing that it will seem nothing short of miraculous. And yet, it is not a miracle in the conventional sense. It is simply the natural outcome of aligning yourself with the creative power of the universe, of recognizing and embracing your true nature as a divine being, capable of shaping reality through the power of your imagination. Now, I want you to understand that these habits are not separate, isolated practices. They are interconnected, each one supporting and amplifying the others. As you live in the end, assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you naturally cultivate gratitude for what you have imagined. As you revise your past, you strengthen your faith in the malleability of reality. As you let go, you demonstrate your unwavering trust in the perfect unfolding of your desires. In just 1 week of consistently applying these habits, you will begin to see evidence of your new reality taking shape around you. But remember, my dear friends, time is an illusion. In the realm of spirit, change can happen in an instant. The moment you truly embrace these habits, the moment you fully accept your divine nature and the creative power of your imagination, your entire world can shift in the blink of an eye. Let me share with you a story that illustrates the transformative power of these habits. There was once a man who had struggled with financial difficulties for many years. He lived in a small, cramped apartment, could barely make ends meet, and felt trapped in a job he despised. Then he discovered these 5 habits and decided to apply them with unwavering commitment. For 1 week, he dedicated himself to living in the end. Every night before sleep and every morning upon waking, he would close his eyes and imagine himself living in a beautiful home, enjoying financial abundance, and working in a fulfilling career. He felt the joy, the freedom, the sense of security that came with this new reality. He revised his past, reimagining his childhood as one of abundance and opportunity. In his mind, he rewrote every memory of lack or limitation, replacing them with experiences of plenty and success. He cultivated unwavering faith, dismissing any doubts or negative thoughts that arose, affirming to himself, I am now living my ideal life. My success is assured. Throughout the day, he practiced gratitude, giving thanks for the abundance that surrounded him, even if his physical circumstances hadn't yet changed. He expressed heartfelt appreciation for his imagined wealth, his dream home, his perfect job, feeling the emotions as if these things were already his. And finally, he mastered the art of letting go. He released his anxiety about how or when his desires would manifest, trusting in the perfect timing of the universe. He went about his days with a sense of peace and contentment, knowing that his new reality was already secured in the spiritual realm. Now, you might expect me to tell you that after 1 week, this man suddenly won the lottery or received a large inheritance. But that is not how the law of assumption works. Instead, something far more profound occurred. The man's entire perception of his life transformed. He began to see opportunities where before he had only seen obstacles. His confidence soared, and he found himself performing better at work, leading to a promotion and a significant raise. His new positive attitude attracted people who could help him advance his career. An acquaintance offered him a chance to invest in a promising business venture, which he seized with both hands. Within a month, he had moved into a larger, more comfortable apartment. Within 3 months, he had started his own successful business, and within a year, he was living in the very home he had imagined during that transformative week. You see, my friends, the external changes in this man's life were merely reflections of the internal changes he had made through these 5 habits. By assuming the feeling of his wish fulfilled, by revising his past, by cultivating unwavering faith, by practicing gratitude, and by letting go, he had literally transformed himself into a new person, one whose reality matched his desires. Now I can sense that some of you may be thinking, but Neville, surely it can't be that simple. Surely there must be more to it than just imagining and feeling, and to that I say, yes, it is that simple, and no, there is nothing more to it. The power of creation lies within you, within your capacity to imagine and feel. Everything else, all the actions, all the apparent hard work, flows naturally from that initial creative act of imagination. Consider the words of the great William Blake. What is now proved was once only imagined. Everything in your world, from the chair you're sitting on to the most advanced technology, began as a thought, an idea, a spark of imagination in someone's mind. You, my dear friends, have that same creative power within you. You are not merely a passive observer of reality. You are the author of your life story. As we near the conclusion of our time together, I want to impress upon you the urgency of applying these habits in your life. Do not delay, do not procrastinate, do not tell yourself that you will start tomorrow. The time to begin is now, this very moment. For in truth, this moment is all that exists. The past is gone, the future is yet to be. But in this eternal now, you have the power to reshape your entire world. Begin tonight as you lay your head upon your pillow. Close your eyes and enter the state akin to sleep. That drowsy, quiet state where your conscious mind relaxes and your subconscious becomes receptive. In this state, assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. See yourself living the life you desire. Feel the emotions associated with having your dreams realized. As you drift off to sleep, carry this feeling with you into your slumber, for your subconscious mind never sleeps. And it is in these quiet hours of the night that it works most powerfully to bring your assumptions into reality. When you awaken in the morning, before you rise from your bed, revisit this feeling. Spend a few moments in gratitude for the new day and for the fulfillment of your desires. Throughout your day, whenever you have a spare moment, while waiting in line, during your lunch break, as you commute to and from work, practice these habits. Live in the end, revise any unpleasant experiences, cultivate your faith, express gratitude, and let go of any anxiety or doubt. Remember, my friends, consistency is key. These habits are not a one-time exercise, but a new way of life. They require practice, dedication, and persistence. But I assure you, the rewards are beyond anything you can currently imagine. For as you master these habits, you master the very art of living. You become conscious creators, divine beings expressing the infinite power of the universe through your thoughts and feelings. In closing, I want to remind you of a profound truth. You are not bound by your past, by your current circumstances, or by what others think is possible for you. You are bound only by your own imagination and your willingness to assume the feeling of your wishes fulfilled. The life you dream of is not somewhere out there in a distant future. It exists now in this very moment within you. So go forth, my dear friends, and apply these 5 habits with all the intensity and conviction you can muster. Live in the end, revise your past, cultivate unwavering faith, practice gratitude, and learn to let go. Do this, and I promise you, in just 1 week, you will see your world begin to transform. And as you persist in these habits, you will continue to witness miracles unfold in your life, day after day, week after week, until you stand in awe of the magnificent reality you have created. Remember, the kingdom of heaven is within you. All that you seek, all the love, all the abundance, all the joy, all the success, it is already yours. You need only to claim it, to assume it, to embody it. For you are the operant power. You are the divine creative force expressing itself in human form. Embrace this truth, live from this understanding, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. Go now and be the creator of your world. For in the words of the immortal bard, all the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. You, my friends, are not just players in this grand drama of life. You are the playwright, the director, and the star of your own magnificent story. Write it well, direct it with purpose, and play your part with all the passion and conviction you can muster. The curtain rises on your new life now. Step onto the stage of your transformed reality with confidence, with joy, and with the unshakable knowledge that you are the author of your destiny. The power is yours, the time is now, and the only limit is your imagination. Embrace these 5 habits, embody them fully, and watch as your life changes in just 1 week and continues to evolve into a masterpiece of your own creation. Thank you, bless you, and may your journey of conscious creation bring you all the joy, abundance, and fulfillment your heart desires. Remember, it is done. It is finished. Your new life awaits you. Claim it now with every fiber of your being and step into the glorious reality that is your divine birthright. The world is yours, shaped by your imagination, molded by your assumptions, and brought to life by the power of your consciousness. Go forth and create miracles, for that is who you truly are. Miracle workers, divine creators, gods in human form. The stage is set, the lights are on, and your magnificent performance begins now. Bravo, my friends, bravo.